Hi. Thank you for this opportunity to be able to ask questions. So I'm actually a neurologist. I decided to go to a rural Florida to work in a community, thinking that I wanted to build a Parkinson's and movement disorder program from scratch. So I was brought in and I received no support. It's because of the tight budget in the hospital. So thinking that if once I establish, they'll give more support. And in the end, I didn't. So I decided to leave the hospital. So I'm in between where do I want to go into a private practice or do I look for a hospital that would be more supportive? So the one hospital that I found that actually is very supportive is out in another rural setting away from Asian community. And now I'm thinking of going to private practice in Atlanta, Georgia, possibly thinking that I want to be close to the Asian community. The reason is that I have my elderly parents turning close to the 80s now, and I don't know how long I have them. And I do miss the amenities that city offers, as well as the Korean community, the Asian community that I miss because I'm pretty isolated in this rural Florida. So there is a part of me wanting to serve this area just because there is no other Parkinson neurologists in 3-hour radius, within 3 to 4 hour radius. And I have established my reputation. So I want to be here and practice because it will be easy for me. And yet my personal other happiness will be at like not having access to that Asian community is going to be a disadvantage. So if I were to go to Atlanta, then yes, it's a new start where while building a program from ground zero, it's pretty daunting process. It's not easy. It's a lot of effort to go in. So I'm at that, or do I just go to a then supportive hospital, not worry about any building a private practice, but go there, but flying to cities to be close to the Asian community whenever I have a break. So I don't know. I don't know which path would be the right one for me.
네. 결혼하셨어요?
Are you married?
No, I'm single. That's why I'm lucky. Because I'm very disposable. I can go anywhere.
결혼을 하시면 좋겠습니다.
I wish you would get married.
You're funny now.
그럼 이 문제는 저절로 해결이 됩니다.
Then this problem is automatically solved.
Yes, I know. If I had a spouse, then of course I will be grounded somewhere because I have to go with him. But yeah, that's I totally get it. But I'm lucky to be single.
이거는 외로워서 생긴 병이에요.
I think this is a choice, a struggle that you're making choice because you're lonely.
No, it's not lonely. No, it's not lonely. I was very busy with my patients, 24/7 on call.
아까 자기 신경정신과라고 안 했나?
Yeah, but I'm not lonely.
아니 신경과 사람이 자기 병도 치료를 못하면 어떡해?
So as a neurologist, you should cure yourself first.
No, I'm not. It's not. Yes, it is. It's lonely in a sense that I don't have a colleague because I'm the only neurologist, outpatient neurologist. So yes, I don't have a colleague in my clinic. So I was like solo, one-man show in my clinic. So yes, it would be nice if I could have my other colleague to discuss the cases of the patients. And I'm starting to get to know the community a little bit, but still it's that Korean or Asian, that warmth, that the common understanding at times is not there with my other communities who are Caucasians who have not been exposed to other ethnicity, other cultures. So yeah. But it's not the opposite sex. Nothing like that. It's not. I'm not having a problem.
말이 긴 거 보니까 변명이에요.
I think thou protest too much.
No.
왜냐하면 부모님은 핑계고 외로우니까 지금 부모님한테 갈라 그러는 거 외로우니까 코리안 아시아 커뮤니티를 찾는 거예요.
Because I think your parents are just an excuse. Because you're lonely, you want to get closer to the Asian community. Because you're lonely, you want to be closer to your parents.
근데 아틀랜타로 오면 일할 동료가 없어서 다시 문제가 될 거예요.
But if you go to Atlanta, then you might not have the colleagues to work, and so it becomes a problem again.
이제 개인 병원을 내면 다시 또 새로운 고민이 생깁니다.
Because if you go into private practice, then you create a whole new set of problems as well.
So, what if I find a partner? What if I find a partner who's in practicing medicine, but different, not neurology? It could be internal medicine. And also, the way I see the private practice is that I would like to also integrate other ancillary services, like such as a therapist or someone who does counseling, and just more, it's more like introducing complementary medicine to this neuroscience. So I would like to call it like Neuroscience Institute. But of course, it's not an easy task.
한테 상담을 한번 해볼게요.
So let's go through this.
네, 혼자 살려니까 너무 외로워요. 근데 같이 살려니까 너무 귀찮아요. 어떻게 하면 될까요?
So I live alone, but I'm too lonely. I'm lonely living alone. But if I think of living with others, then I don't want all that interference. So what should I do?
You just have to learn to tolerate the other person. Either you live by yourself, or you just have to learn to deal with your loneliness, to do something to get that out of mind, or you need to learn to accommodate others and be willing to change, right? Live together.
네, 자기도 그렇게 하면 되잖아요.
So that's what you can do, right?
네, 그러니까 그 플로리다에 살면서 지금 저기 의료 행위로서는 지금 플로리다에서 만족한다는 거 아니에요. 지원도 해주고 동료도 있고. 그러니까 외로운 거는 그냥 비행기 타고 번 돈 중에 한 절반을 써서 주말마다 비행기 타고 아틀란타에 와서 가족과 지나고 그냥 한국 음식 먹고 이렇게 지나고 또 내려가서 일하고 이러면 돼요. 아예 그냥
So
주말마다 출퇴근을 하세요.
So basically, you're saying that professionally, you're not bad. You're in a fairly good situation. You have colleagues and whatnot in Florida. But if you're lonely, maybe go and commute over the weekend to Atlanta and satisfy or address your needs there.
But I don't have a neurologist colleague. There are many neurologists. I'm the one female and young one. It's all old, white, like male. They're ready to retire in a few years, and I hardly ever see them.
아까 자기 하는 일을 지원을 병원에서 잘 해준다면서요?
I thought you actually got the support you needed from the hospital right now.
No. They didn't. So that's why I left the hospital. Yeah. So now I'm in the process of opening up my private practice, either here in Florida or go elsewhere, Atlanta, to open it up because there is no neurologist, the Korean neurologist in the area. So I do that. Not that Koreans will be my patients, probably mostly it's going to be Caucasians. Either that or go to Virginia is another option. But do I do private or do I go for the hospital?
아틀란타의 그런 큰 병원에 어떤 잡을 하나 구할 수는 없어요.
So can you find a job in a large hospital in Atlanta?
Atlanta, right now there is no openings.
아니 월급을 팍 절반을 줄이면 되잖아요.
We get paid half as much?
결국은 욕심이에요, 욕심.
I'm just paying off my loan.
Ultimately, it's greed.
내 하고 싶은 대로 다 하고 그 부모하고 가까이 있고 한국 아시안계에도 들어가고 동료도 있고 월급도 많고 세상이 그렇게 다 갖춰질 수가 없습니다.
Basically, you want all your conditions met. You want to be close to your parents. You want to be close to the Asian community. You want the support. You want the salary. So not everything, nothing in this world can really address all your needs, right?
그 중에 어떤 것을 하나 선택하고 어떤 것은 포기해야 됩니다.
So you got to prioritize one. You got to give up others.
그 지역에 뭐 신경 파킨슨병 없어가지고 그들을 위해서 봉사해야 된다. 그거는 그렇게 중요한 문제 아니에요. 지금 자기 인생이 고민스러운데 뭘 남 걱정합니까?
The fact that there's not a lot of neurologists and there's no Parkinson's disease kind of expert, in the area that you actually work right now, I don't think that's a huge problem because right now you got to deal with your own suffering.
우선 아까도 얘기했잖아요. 약간 월급을 좀 줄이고 월급을 줄이거나 직급을 좀 줄이고 자기가 원하는 거를 선택하든지 안 그러면 월급이나 이런 직급을 유지하려면 조금 그러니까 어려운 점을 감수하든지 인생이란 건 그런 거예요.
So as I said before, whether you lower your salary demands or your position or titles and choose the job you want, or if you want to maintain it, then you got to deal with the consequences of, wanting to maintain those.
So I think then that means I think the private practice definitely offers a less salary because the reimbursement keeps going down, but it does give me autonomy, right? So if I can find a partner or build a team, wouldn't that make more sense if I were to go to more like Atlanta area? Then my parents are actually with me, so they'll move with me. So then they'll also be happy as well too, right? So, and also I think I'll be happy because if I go to, I think there's just a little bit of that small happiness that makes a change. That makes a difference.
지금 대화하는 걸로 봐서 지금 개인병원 열면 안 돼요. 개인병원 열면 새로운 또 고민이 생겨요.
So from this conversation, what I take away is that you should not open up your own private practice because that's going to lead into cascade into other problems for you.
그러니까 아틀란타로 옮겨서 월급을 낮추고 일단 옮겨가지고 아틀란타에서 한 몇 년 적응해서 그 다음에 손님도 환자도 좀 잡아놓고 그 다음에 개인병으로 옮겨야 돼요. 그래야 손쉽다는 거예요.
So I would actually suggest that you move to Atlanta, even if you have to lower your demands, find a job there and kind of grow a clientele, develop a reputation, then decide to open up a private practice if it's appropriate at that time.
또 거기서 또 자기하고 파트너 될 만한 사람도 구하고.
And then try to look for partners that, at that time, during that time.
그러니까 자기가 지금 고민하는 거를 해결하려면 일단 파트너도 하나 구해야 되잖아요.
Because if you want to solve your problem right here and now, first of all, you got to find a partner.
또 환자들 손님도 어느 정도 확보를 해야 되잖아요.
Then you also have to find a clientele.
아틀란타는 큰 도시잖아요.
Atlanta is a large city.
거기서 조금 직급을 낮추고 월급을 낮춰서 들어가서 한 2, 3년 일하면서 그런 것을 확보해서 이제 개인 병원을 열어야 훨씬 안전하다는 거예요.
So what I'm saying is much more stable and less risky to open a private practice once you spend 2 to 3 years in Atlanta kind of getting ready and familiarizing yourself there.
또 그 병원에서 또 있어 보니까 괜찮다면 이제 거기서 직급이 올라가면 돼요.
Or also at the same time, if you like where you are in the hospital in Atlanta, then, maybe you rise through the ranks there.
No, thank you so much for advice, but I still have one more unanswered. So, I mean, you were advising that, okay, I should probably, if I'm going to move to Atlanta, then work for the hospital for a few years and then establish the patients, and then I can open up my private practice. If that were to be the case, then why don't I open up my practice in Florida? I already have established reputation and patients already, right? And then fly over to Atlanta, enjoy the Asian community. What do you say to that? I don't know.
네, 그냥 플로리다에 계속.
Then you could just stay in Florida.
자기가 아틀란타에 가고 싶다고 하니까 간다면 이렇게 가라 이 얘기예요.
So my advice was based on the assumption that you wanted to go to Atlanta.
I mean, the reason I want to go to Atlanta is because as I get older, don't I have to prepare for my retirement? Like, meaning I'm actually going to reach my 60s soon. So don't I have to kind of go there and going back to my roots, Asian community, instead of when I turn 65, moving to Atlanta? Wouldn't it be better if I moved 15 years prior so I can actually feel settled?
인생에서 어떤 의무도 없습니다. 그냥 뭐 나이가 몇이다, 뭘 해야 된다 이런 사명감 너무 갖지 마시고 자기 좋을 대로 하세요. 남한테 해가 안 된다면.
So there's nothing that you have to do in your life. So don't overburden yourself with a sense of mission for certain duties or whatnot. So do whatever you like, as long as it doesn't harm others.
플로리다에 있는 게 지금 좋으면 그냥 있으면 되지. 자기가 가고 싶다 그래서 가려면 그렇게 하라는 거예요.
So if you want to stay in Florida, just go ahead and stay in Florida. I'm only saying this because you said you wanted to go to Atlanta.